Oh, hello, beautiful people. Greetings. If you're new to me, welcome. My name is Janine. Today, I'm sharing with you 5 ways to keep your audience more engaged during your live streams. So if this sounds like a topic you are interested in, do consider sticking around. I want to share with you some things that's really important for keeping your audience engaged during your live streams. Now, there is a lot of advice around live video here on YouTube, specifically about YouTube Live and the importance of creating content that speaks to the replay. Now, I always talk about the fact that replay viewers matter. The majority of our overall views will come back via the replay. So how do you have that balance between making sure that you're creating a piece of content that does speak and keeps the retention of the replay viewers, but also engaging your live viewers? I always talk about the fact that you need to think about both of the audiences equally, but your actions are going to be slightly varied to make sure that you are attracting and retaining the audience. So I want to share with you 5 very basics. These are live video basics, but they actually work when it comes to your audience, because we want to make sure that with our live stream audience, we are creating a community and a space that gets our people used to talking to us, confident in talking to us, and wanting to participate. So any questions that you have about any of the things that I say today, but also your thoughts on the topic, on the points that I'm making, let me know what your experience is, whether you agree or you disagree. Let's get started with point number 1. When it comes to engagement, it's about building relationships by asking your audience questions. A lot of people go live with their agenda, with their content, and they will talk at their audience. And it's great to make sure that you're getting that content, that information out to your audience, but you do want to pay attention to this point. It is about relationship building. It is about getting to know your community. It is about showing them that you're interested in them. So I want to know from those of you that are here, how might you engage your audience by getting to know them? What might you do? What questions might you ask them? Well, at a very foundational level, if you have people that are joining your live streams and their handle isn't obviously their name. So for example, my handle here on YouTube is Video for Bosses. So when I'm participating in live streams, it's not obvious what my name is. It would be advantageous to ask, because once that person hears that you are speaking directly to them, they're more likely to respond. You don't get stuck on the point for too long, because again, you don't want to alienate other people that are there wanting to hear the content live or replay. So you make sure that you make it noted and you move on. But it's not necessarily just their names. You might reach out to somebody and say to that same person, what are your thoughts on the topic? Or respond to the person's comment, as long as it's relatable to your content. Sometimes we can get distracted by some of the comments or some of the questions that aren't related to topic. I know I've done that as well, but you have to be careful that you don't go and get yourself in a situation where you become distracted, forget your point, spend too long talking to the audience on a point that isn't relevant, because then you'll lose other people. So point number 2 is pay attention to what your audience says. What are they saying? Not only what are they saying, but you want to be ready to respond to what they are saying, because sometimes your audience may actually contribute to the points that you're making. And if you don't pay attention to that, you could miss that opportunity to bring them into the conversation, to create a greater, more diverse conversation and increase and improve the retention. So pay attention to what your audience says. With experience, you will get better at navigating conversations with your audience, as well as keeping on topic and making your responses to them relevant. Point number 3 is that you want to give your audience shout outs. Now, again, you don't want to spend too much time doing this, all right? You don't want to do too much of that. It is important, especially for your loyal tribe of superfans, those who are regularly supporting your content, those who are regularly showing up for your live streams, those who are regularly contributing, absolutely 100%. So it's really important that you do that, especially when you start to bring in the gamification element to what you're doing. This is going to see your engagement increase. If your audience feels seen, they will engage. even those that come back on the replay. So I promise you, this really does work. Creating the culture, creating the habit will improve your results. So the fourth point that I want to make is always demonstrate the WIIFT. And I know some of you are saying, WIIFT? What's that? Any of you have heard me use WIIFT, don't even know my own hashtag? Let me know in the comments if you've heard me say it before. And brownie points for you if you get what it is. The WIIFT is the what's in it for them. Yes, we have an agenda, but we can't come from the viewpoint of what's in it for me. It's all about me, because our audience will get bored. They'll check off. We have to make sure that we're demonstrating the what's in it for them, i.e. the value. What are they going to get from their time with us? Why should they hang around and listen? So if you are clever in your strategy and you learn how to use lots of different elements that are going to retain your audience, you are going to start seeing traction and you are going to start seeing better results. The final point that I want to make for you is this. Tell the audience what to do next, number one, and also how they can connect with you. It's so important to have the what next step, the call to action. What do you want them to do? Because we assume that our audience will know naturally, right? We assume they'll know, they'll know to subscribe, that they will know to follow. No, do have to tell them, do have to create the culture. I kind of feel like we definitely need to make sure that we're covering all of the points, like liking, sharing, subscribing, because sometimes even with the best will intentions, people don't know. You have a Facebook group, you have a blog, you have a podcast even. Make sure that you are taking the time to tell your audience what to do next. And always offer an opportunity for them to connect with you. Does this make sense? I hope that this makes sense. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Oh, but hold on. Don't forget to watch the 2 videos that are up on my screen. Love you so much. Bye, darlings.